Going? How are you?
Good, good. Is there any chance you could? You're a bit sideways.
Oh, I
So
am a bit sideways.
I don't know if it's gravity or,
That's
um,
strange because I have the actual phone. So we straight up. We start straight up like this. There you
yeah,
go.
because I remember we said,
Sure.
did you have, what is it called? Because sometimes the phone rotates, right, with the thing, and sometimes
Yeah,
it doesn't, right? But
yeah,
we can leave it like that if it's easier for you, because I know it takes a few
sure,
seconds
yeah,
to change and stuff.
yeah.
I know it's crazy, man, doing this online stuff, isn't it? It's always
It's
like
it's
fiddling
it's
about
cool. I
and.
think it's exciting though. It's different. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you seem like such a positive dude, man, as well, and you've done a lot of great stuff as well for the community lately as well. So I've noticed because that's what you got a bit of attention from a couple of news sources for and I watched the video as well. I thought it was awesome. It was just really authentic and just
Cheers. Nice.
nice where you were performing for your neighbors. And tell me how did that kind of happen? You got a little bit of attention from a couple of news places. Can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to
Um.
hear.
Well, I think just because I usually gig a lot if it wasn't for all of this stuff going on at the moment, and I was practicing trying to go through my set list, and I was thinking, like I don't know, like it's not the same when you're kind of just playing on your own. You know what I mean? You're a musician, you know yourself. So I remember I was talking to one of my neighbours. They were saying, "Oh, it's a shame there's really nothing in the community. Everyone's kind of bored or kind of." So I was thinking, well, I might as well go out and kind of do a little gig for neighbours. It's a way of me practicing. Still, there's a crowd there, and it's nice to give back. And yeah, I just thought
Hmm.
it'd be a good idea. And then it started getting picked up, which was mad. And then last week I got asked. It's in my area, but it's like around the corner. People I wouldn't really know, to be honest. They asked if I'd come around for their bingo night. They had a little neighborhood bingo night and play there, and I did. And yeah, it was really cool. It was just kind of this last minute thing. I kind of did. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come out in an hour and play a few songs. People came out, had a few drinks, and I
Hmm.
didn't really think it was kind of blow up the way it did, but it was just great crack. Yeah, I think I've done about two. No, I've done three since, but yeah, it's just been great crack. It was just nice to kind of give back. I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man, and it's amazing how musicians are able to do that, right? Is to kind of put people into a different uh, space, I guess, even for a few minutes, even for an hour, just to let them
Yeah,
sort of forget about the madness in the
one hundred
world, isn't
percent.
it? So fair play to you for using
Cheers,
that,
man.
and doing that. And how has like the have you been songwriting a bit over the past? Have
Yeah,
you managed to
I've
do
been
that?
I've been trying my best. I've written a few songs. I don't think they're maybe they've not finished yet. I feel like I still need to finish my bit, but I have a good few that are nearly there. I kind of like to. I'll start something, then I'll hop to something else, and then I have six half finished songs I keep jumping around to. So I am almost there with them. They're
Hmm.
almost ready to be played, like in front of people. But it is kind of difficult because I find writing is best from what you know. So it's kind of difficult when you don't really have any experience to write about. You're kind of just stuck in. And you're like, I could write about being stuck in, which I have in one of the songs, but
Hmm.
I can't write six songs without being stuck in.
There's
You know what
only
I
so
mean?
many
So
times you can write
yeah,
that.
there's only
Yeah.
so many times you can write it. So it's difficult, but I think it's a good time. I think even if it isn't music related, to kind of just do things you've always wanted to do.
Hmm.
Like I think you should. It's a terrible situation we're all in, so I think you should take that as something a sign to be like, maybe I should start doing something. Like I've started exercise and stuff in my sheds, a little mini gym thing.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just kind of thought of it as like I like to procrastinate a lot. I'm very bad for that. I'm sure a lot of people
I'm the
are.
same, man. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I
100%.
kind of thought, well, a good few months ago, if I said to myself, like, oh, imagine you were stuck in now and you had like months, just nothing to do, I'd probably be like, oh, I'd start working out, start writing all these songs and do everything. So then I was thinking, well, that's true. I would say that if I was told, because I wouldn't imagine that would ever happen.
Yeah.
So then for it to actually happen and for me to not do anything, I think I'd be like, oh, you feel really bad if you get me. So yeah, I've been trying to write as much as I can and just trying to do a few different stuff. Just kind of, if you ever want to try something, you might as well do it now. You know what I mean?
That's I agree that especially, yeah, especially with that, saying that, if you want to try something new or different or bold. And but I know, like, obviously as well, people are, it's people are affected by a little bit different, isn't it? Not everybody can be
Yeah,
affected the same way. and
100%.
and
Yeah.
I'm blessed, and I think a lot of us are, a lot of us, and the musicians I've been speaking to have been like really, really just awesome. They've been
Yeah.
doing so many great things, and trying their best, and some have, just are doing it, taking it totally differently, and it's all okay, isn't it? No, there's no right
Yeah,
or
it
wrong way
is.
to
Yeah.
deal with a
No, exactly. And
pandemic.
like, I suppose it's easy for me to say, sure, I'm going 19 next week. Like, I'm living with my parents. So obviously it's not a huge effect for me, So I don't want to seem bad when I say that, but I'm just trying. I feel like for people my age, maybe some people are kind of I don't know, maybe not taking it in as much as they could. I feel like it's for me, it's for people my age, it's a bit of a kind of reset button to kind of, I'm done school now. No leaving, sir. Can't believe it. It's very lucky.
Yeah, that
Thank
is
God,
crazy.
Jesus.
I
Yeah,
know, man.
yeah,
And I
it's
had to
insane.
suffer for my leaving cert,
Yeah, it was, and it's great. And I feel like it's nice to kind of have time to be like, wow, I'm 19 next week. Like, I'm done school. And I think it's nice to have a bit of time to kind of adjust to that. Like, Jesus, let me take it in. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, isn't it? It is. Like, but I'm the same, man. You know what I mean? I'm the same position as yourself in a way. You know what I mean? Like, as many. You can't compare it to anybody else. Obviously, not the exact thing. But I'm just saying, like, I'm still doing something. Something's keeping me driven. You know what I mean? I have that
yeah,
drive, like you do too. Which is this show now. It's not in music.
yeah,
It's
it was just
music on a different
class.
perception. Perspective, like, but I totally get it. I totally get it, and I feel the same way. I felt like I needed to do something as well, so I totally know what you mean, man. And no, it's just great. Like, what have you been like? Okay, speaking, because we're stuck, we have no live shows. Is there any
Yeah.
like past shows that sort of like that you'd sort of would love to just be taken back to, like any kind of live performance?
There's a few, but I think it's got to be the Whelan's gig. It was my first ever headline gig. We sold it out. It was for Irish Cancer Society. It was kind of a nice little night for my mum. And oh yeah, best night of my life, I think, to be honest. It really was. It was just like, for months I've been kind of hyping up my head. Like, I think when it comes to a gig, it's all about, like, because it's my gig, you've control. Like, it's going to be as good as I make it.
Yeah.
So for months, just every single day, going through the set list, hours every single day, and then it finally came down to it, and it was better than I could expect. I think it was just having all the family there and people showing up. It was just kind of, and that was really nice. And I think just the fact that it was for my mom as well really kind of really put it up there. Like, definitely, if I could go back there, Jesus, yeah, that was something. Yeah, that was great.
Amazing, man. Fair play to you for organizing that, and once
Ah,
again
cheers, man.
with a selfless sort of act. You know what I mean? It's amazing how you're like 18 doing these kind of things. It's beautiful, man. Looking back myself as an 18-year
Thanks.
old, I don't know if I was that good. Well
Oh,
behaved.
Jesus, no, I have great parents, in fairness, and they do a lot for me. Like, my dad's like fucking roadie, to be honest, at this stage. Like, sure, you've met him a
I
few
met
times.
them.
He's
Yeah,
always
they're absolutely
coming
lovely.
out to the gigs. He's always
Yeah.
coming out to the gigs, and I think, like, I'm very, obviously, I think, like, everyone is protective of their mom and their dad or whatever. So I kind of think that was the most annoying thing about mom getting sick, was kind of like, oh, like, I couldn't do anything about it. So that's why that was the most frustrating part. Like, you can't really do anything. You kind of just have to wait. So that's why I think the gig was something to kind of keep me going. Like, oh no, I'm doing something here. Like, I can actually do something, or try to do something at least. So that's where that came from.
Fair play, and a sold out gig, brother. That's it, man. It's amazing. Just goes to
Cheers.
show. Just goes to show. So your most recent video, what was it? Like, I've done something wrong, right?
Yeah,
You
like,
did
something
something
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Which was awesome, which is absolutely amazing, right? I love that. I
Cheers.
played it
Yeah,
on the show. It got a lot of plays, around
yeah.
Ireland. I mean, a lot of people loved it, and I'm sure internationally. I don't know about the international play. But what was it like? So that was that your first video that you've done?
Yeah, that was my first
What's
music
that been
video.
like?
That was that was a great shoot. That was, honestly, I've always kind of wanted to do it, but I was a bit hesitant to be like, oh, I'm really jumping into something here. I don't really understand fully, but oh, it was just fun, man. Honestly, just great crack. A big shout out to Picture Mode Studios, the guys who made it, Dublin FX for editing it. It's really sound guys. I just got beaten in that video. Like, if you've seen the
Literally.
video, oh yeah, literally, yeah. I boxed my dad. I got slapped. Oh, loads of stuff. It was just so fun. It was really, really good. I think we shot that over, I think, four days,
Okay.
or all day. Oh, that was a great shoot. And then watching it back when it's done, and kind of just seeing it, I don't know. It was surreal. Being like, Jesus, this is a music video. Like, my first ever one. It felt very, very, very strange, because, like, just the year before that, I kept being like, oh, I might pick up the guitar and maybe try to do music, because I like singing, so I might give it a go. And then I had my first music video, and it was just, yeah, it was strange, but it was a great crack. And hopefully there'll be a new one coming soon when all this is over. I might shoot something else, hopefully.
Amazing. So wait, you, because I think we spoke about this in Chennai when I met you. So
Yeah,
how long are you playing music on guitar and singing?
I'd say so. It must be 2.5 years now.
That's
Two
crazy,
two
man.
years, 2.5 years. Yeah, it's strange.
Wow.
It's mad. I still remember I went through. I was in fourth year, and I went through. my first ever little breakup. I'm a little heartbroken, and I wrote a song about it. And I went to an open mic, and it was a terrible song. But I played it. I was terrified, and I still get terrified every time I play. I don't think that'll go away for sure. And yeah, it's just been going well since there. Just keep going since then.
It's amazing how much you've gone, like how much you've accomplished, I suppose, in 2 years and a bit. Like, you must be doing something right. But also, you have a fantastic voice, right? Did you sing before? Did you dabble in singing? Did you karaoke before?
So it's weird because apparently my mom could sing. My mom sings a little bit. Well, like by singing, I mean like around the house, or if there's ever a party, they'd be like, "Ah, go on, give us a song." She'll sing one song. We always stagger. She only knows the full words to one song. There's no
Just
musicians
like
in my family. Yeah. There's no musicians in my family. Dad's electrician. Mom doesn't stays at home. Like, so when I was a kid, when I was younger, I used to just like singing. I just sing around the house. I was in the school choir. There's about 7 of us, so it wasn't like a proper. Some schools have proper trained choirs. This was like everyone's there to get out of class kind of choir. You know what I mean? It was one of them.
Oh, I've been in one of those.
Yeah. And then in secondary school there's a music group, and that was amazing for me. That really kind of gave me the confidence, because kind of broke me into it the hard way, to be honest. You know, at the start of every school year we have to do this thing where the whole school pretty much comes to the gym, and whole school comes to the gym, and we have to sing in front of them. So usually it's me and one other person singing from the whole school, and it's an all lads school in Capri, you know that. I kind of get, that's good for the confidence, toughens you up, like.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, I was putting it off for ages. I tried to play guitar when I was like 10. I just couldn't take to it. I just didn't have the patience for it. She said, "Sure, I'll give it a go." So I started getting lessons for a bit, like I said, when I was younger, and then in 4th year, I just started kind of teaching myself, and wrote my first song. And I was like, sure, might as well give it a go. And yeah, that's how it started. So I've never had any training. I might get vocal training eventually, just for kind of longevity, like for how to not ruin your voice. Yeah, not to destroy my voice.
Because it's pretty good so far. I mean, it's you can't really. I can't imagine it getting much better. You know, as in like it's already pretty much amazing.
I sing too high as it is, I think. So it'd be weird to go higher. I don't think I could.
You could go lower, I suppose, couldn't you? What's
go lower,
the opposite?
yes, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, man. So I'm sure you miss busking, and so I hear busking might be kind of introduced soon enough, or is that in Galway or something?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I haven't. Unfortunately, I've been busking a while. I think last time I busked was a bit before the Whelan's gig. It was great practice. That's great. I think for starting out 100% busking, because it really I think it's just about putting that hours in, isn't it? Putting those hours in. That's what people say. I think with everything, it is really like putting those hours in, because you can't just gig into a pub straight away when you start music. Unfortunately, you go to open mics, which are great, but I think being able to like play in front of people for like an hour, and to get used to people walking by, to get used to people not listening, because yourself, like you go to a pub and you can listen in, but sometimes you're there with your mates, you're gonna be having a few drinks and a laugh, and you kind of be listening in the background, and that's little things I feel like people don't think about. When you're a musician, like you have to kind of get used to people are going to walk on. Some people listen, that'd be great. Some people won't. And I think it really does toughen you up. And it was great to do that. And then I got a regular spot in the Temple Bar pub, which was great. I love them. I'm in there every Wednesday. Well, I'm in there with Shane from State Lights. You had him on before. I saw that. You had him on before. Yeah, he's a legend. Dead sound. But yeah, he's in there as well. So he usually plays before me, and I'll meet him there and have a chat before I play.
So wait, is it Shobsy, the singer?
Yeah.
Shobsy, yeah. Amazing. Yeah, he's wonderful as well. I mean, you both have very high range, right? Both of you have.
Yeah. So that was great. And I think with the Whelan's gig and that, I'm gigging around a lot. I've started doing weddings, so fortunately I haven't been busking much, but definitely something I'd like to get back to 100%. But I think it is. I think it's soon enough. I hope it's soon enough anyway.
Yeah, I think it's going to be possibly sooner than the bars, I think they're saying, because obviously, if you're outside, it's easier to keep social distance, right? So, but yeah, bars 10th of August, they say, and then realistically playing in said bars, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think there's something they said that they don't know if live music will be back in pubs, which I can understand, especially in Temple Bar, seeing some of the mad scenes that there's be, but I hope sure sooner or better, but sure. Just have the wait, I suppose, what we can do.
You gotta just take it day by day at this stage, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly.
What's gee, I could chat. I've loads of like possible questions to ask you, man. But I think people would love to hear you play something. Do you want to
Yeah,
give us a tune?
100%. Actually, this is something I've written over the quarantine, and it's called Heart to Heart. So there you go. Put that thing
Awesome,
down.
awesome, nice one. Thanks for the exclusive.
You're welcome. I'll just put the effect on. Hold on.
Take your time.
One, two. There we go. That should sound it. There we
Hmm.
go. When you smile, or your eyes light up, it drives me wild. Just thinking about you. If I was there with you now, it would take too long. So it's so what's a minute song for? 'Cause when you love someone, you gotta hold them close. And if love's a drug, and I want to overdose. 'Cause when you smile, it melts my heart. Because you're a work of art. So unique, I'm complete when we're talking heart to heart. And when you talk, it's music to my ears. And when you walk, I follow you into the abyss. When I'm thinking about all the stupid things out, and I'll do it all again for you. 'Cause when you love someone, you gotta hold them close. And if love's a drug, and I want to overdose. 'Cause when you smile, it melts my heart. Because you're a work of art. So unique, I'm complete when we're talking heart to heart. And your perfume, like flowers have just bloomed. And there's no room for doom and gloom when you're around. When I'm holding your hand, there's no luckier man, and I'll do it all again for you. 'Cause when close, and it's drug, and I want to overdose. 'Cause when you smile, it melts my heart. Because you're a work of art. So unique, I'm complete when we're talking heart to heart. 'Cause when you smile, it melts my heart. Because you're a work of art. So unique, I'm complete when we're talking heart to heart. Thank you.
Woohoo! I'm sure it's hard without the applause, isn't it? It's always a little bit something to get
it's
used
it's
to.
it's strange. It's different. I'm kind of getting used to it now with the live stream and all. It's cool.
Talking to the little eye in the top of the screen, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I'm live streaming a lot. I feel like that's another good way to practice. And
Mm.
it's strange getting used to people watching. Like now, I suppose people watching, and sometimes you kind of forget because you're just singing to your phone. It's hard to kind of chat to people, and it's strange. It takes some
Mm.
getting used to, but I think it's really cool the way you can even do this, like be able to live stream and have loads of people watching. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing that, like, yeah, of course, you can get people from across the world watching you now,
Yeah,
as opposed to being confined in the gigs. Sorry, into a room where you physically have
yeah,
to be. I wonder, like, yeah, if that's the future, then we sort of people start streaming live gigs, so you get the
yeah,
best of both, right? You get the
yeah,
best of what we've learned here, and then so there's more people watching you eventually. So
yeah.
could work out in a way. This particular part of the situation could work out better, with that regard. So that's awesome. So that's heart to heart, right?
Heart to heart. Yeah,
Heart to heart, and that's something you wrote over quarantine. Awesome. All right, great tune, man. Yeah. Would you like
nice.
to play another one? Actually, I guess I'll
Yeah, of
just
course. Yeah.
let you play a couple of more tunes, and
This is Leaves Me Wanting More. You can get it on Spotify. The sun in the sky, hope you never set. All the things I feel inside, I haven't seen them yet. Maybe if I told you, would I say it with regrets? No. So take your time, put your hands in mine. I'll tell you all the things I need to say. 'Cause when the love starts to fade, baby, hold me one more time. And if the nights here to stay, don't take away the light. Drowning, sinking, and I can't reach the shore. Every time I taste your lips, it leaves me wanting more. And open up your eyes, don't you close them. The best things in life I haven't seen yet. And even when the rain comes down and you're there soaking wet, so I'll be there. Yeah. So don't be kind and waste my time. Strike me down, throw me away. 'Cause when the love starts to fade, baby, hold me one more time. And if the nights here to stay, don't take away the light. Just drowning, sinking, and I can't reach the shore. Every time I taste your lips, it leaves me wanting more. Oh, Cause when the love starts to fade, baby, hold me one more time. And if the nights here to stay, don't take away the light. It's drowning, sinking, and I can't reach the shore. Every time I taste your lips, Tin more. That was Leaves Wanting More.
Nice job, man. Nice job. Yeah. So
Thank you.
that's your most recent release, actually. Leaves me wanting more,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's the most recent one. I did it. It was my first ever collab, I suppose, with duet with twins, Kate and Efish. Check them out as well. They're class. And I'd always wanted to do one, so I kind of wrote that song with them in mind. And I asked them kind of halfway through, like, "Oh, would you be interested featuring a song?" And I said yes, and yeah, it's cool. It was really nice. They supported at the Whelan's gig, and then they got back up then for that song. So that was really cool. That
Great,
was really
great. And is there plans for a music video for this one, or was there a
There
music?
is. You can get if you get on YouTube. It's an animated lyric video. So it's kind of
Oh, okay.
there's it's just my face animated, kind of moving around in the lyrics. Yeah,
Very good.
it was weird to do. And I never knew how they were made, but I had to get a phone and kind of like mime the words, just like looking at the phone while moving my head around, so the animator could kind of check it out. It was crazy. It was
Oh,
insane. Yeah.
that's interesting. Wow, I haven't seen it yet. So there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna check this out after the show.
Yeah.
I just googled it there. Fantastic, because I've heard the song
Cheers,
before.
man. Yeah.
So yeah, no, great stuff. I mean, it's great to keep it different, right? I mean, to kind of
Yeah.
mix up the
Exactly.
videos a bit. Yeah.
100%. I think it's good to mix it up. I think no matter what you do, like even in music, I like to mix it up. I
Hmm.
started busking, then I started gigging, then I started doing weddings, and then live streams, then garden neighbor gigs. So I think it's good to just, I think for yourself, like
Yeah.
you do everything yourself as well. I feel like you just like no job you don't do, you can't do. You know what I mean? Like you're always doing all this different stuff, and I think it's great. I think
Hmm.
for yourself, it's so fun to mix it up because like when it comes to music and entertainment, there's so many different like routes you can take. And I see you especially, like you take so many different ones, and it's just I think it's great to see and it's great to do because it keeps us so exciting and fresh. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. It depends on the person too, I guess, perhaps, it
Yeah,
depends on your personality, I think. Some people are just really like to hone in on one thing, and maybe that's like a
yeah,
person that has figured out what they really want to do.
yeah,
For me as well, I love kind of multitasking or doing
yeah,
different projects and stuff like that. So that's always been sort of a thing. But it can also be a sign of me not knowing yet. At 30,
yeah.
you're okay. You still have time to figure it all out. But me, still
I don't
not
know.
sure. But
It's
hey,
gone well for you so far.
brother,
So
thank you so much. Yeah, the same as yourself. Like, and it's
cheers, man.
great. It's a great community, isn't it? Here, like, it's an amazing
Yeah,
support system, and that's what I love about being in Dublin, isn't it? There
yeah,
is this genuine, love for music, and there's this genuine support for artists. I just kind of wish, there was something on this sort of higher tier that was as supportive, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
with
yeah.
if there was more labels interested in musicians earlier on in the game instead of expecting them
Hundred
to do a
percent,
lot of the work. But
100%.
I mean, things might change again. You never know. It's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff changes, right?
but I think that's dead on. Like when it comes to like I feel maybe there's other scenes outside of Ireland that I would know that like maybe could be the same, but I think in Dublin especially, it is everyone's so supportive of each other. And that's
Mm,
what was great for me when I started all this was just how supportive everybody was because I hadn't a clue. Like I said, my dad's an electrician. He's driving around in a van to all these different places. We're going in. I don't know what the hell's going on. I remember I think it was the first time I'd played the first time I played the group sessions. They said they were doing a spec check, and I hadn't a clue what it was, so I had to ask them. And it's little things like that where it's like I was kind of just going along and just kind of learning as I went. Like, I hadn't a clue what was going on at the start half the time, to be honest. But everyone was just so welcoming and so dead sound. And
mm.
I think it really does go a long way. Like even when it comes to music and people sharing stuff and like, even little things like that, it's just great. Like I haven't run into anyone bad yet anyway, because everyone's I've run into has been lovely and just really supportive and great.
Yeah, it is. It's Dublin is unique, I think, in that way.
Yeah.
I've been to a few different cities and had a look in. So some beautiful,
Mm.
you find amazing artists everywhere. No matter where you
Yeah.
turn, where you visit. But it's the artist community like such as this one is quite hard to find globally. Obviously, I haven't been to every city, and I've heard some things about some other wonderful cities as well. I think in Seattle,
Yeah.
it's got a particular sort of support system as well. But I think Dublin, for just because of its size and the amount of
Mm.
musicians and artists here, I think
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
definitely something unique and amazing about it. I
And
just wish, yeah.
there's so much, like, there's so many places, and I mean it's great to get out and try to see as many of them as you can. Like I remember Sinead for the first time. Crystal Skull sessions and just going in there and being like just blown away because it's so different to everyone else. I think say to people, watch you should definitely check out Shanae and hop in there because that's like that was a different level. If you ever went there and I was like, this is cool. Like it was class, like all the showman part of it and all. Like there's just so much. I really do encourage people to go out and just check them out and drop by because they are great. It's a great night out. Like.
Geez, thanks for the plug, man. That I wasn't expecting that.
No, it is though. It's great. Like I remember bringing the family along, and they loved it. They're like, "Geez, it's class!" Like it's just the atmosphere. Like it's like it was great. It's a great night out.
It's a great spot for music. Full stop.
Yeah.
Like it's an amazing. They do a lot of great a lot of great shows on there.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, and they do music. They try to do music every day a week as much as
it's a lovely venue.
As much as possible. Yeah, sounds great. They've done some improvements as well over the past few months prior to it.
Yeah.
But with regard to the Crystal Skulls as well, it's just something different. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. You know, just trying to do something not for the sake of being weird, but I think it might have come across as that. But I'm just generally like, you know, I'll get too bored of myself. You know what I mean? If I was to do something too pure, to a normal way of sort of, I have to color it up or fazzazzle it a little bit.
Yeah.
Even with the show, I feel like I want to fazzazzle it even more and more. So I'm kind of trying to find new ways of like, how do I make it interesting? You know?
Well, it didn't come off like that at all. Like, because I remember seeing you getting up the thing on, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Yeah. And then you started doing it, and I was like, "This is great!" I was excited because I thought I was playing, and he was like, "Martin," I was like, "Oh shit, I'll be good up now and actually playing." I loved it. I thought it was great, and like you say about keeping this up and all. Like I saw you had your man from the coffin dance.
Yeah, the coffin.
Man, that was insane. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, Benjamin, I do. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
like Jesus, that's
so lucky. So lucky,
that's amazing. So like that's 100% the right direction. Like that's like I don't think anybody could say that's boring or normal. That's amazing. It's amazing.
I know. I was trying to go for Vitas next, and then I'm trying to go for a couple of the actors from The Room. If you ever seen The Room or The Disaster Artist.
Yes, I love that. Tommy Wiseau and all them. I'd say they do it. I think you get them. 100%.
We'll see. I need to.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know what to do. It's just you do have to present yourself, and same like in the music industry as well. Like there's a certain way one has to present themselves to get sort of somebody's attention, right, amongst other sort of people, and of course there's other people doing podcasts and stuff. But for me, I'll like yourself, man. You know, I'll do sort of as much as possible. I'll do whatever it takes in a way. You know, with regard to, you know, being sound about it. You know what I mean? That's my main thing.
No, but it's good you say that because, you know, I think at the end of the day it is, you know, you do have to play the game. It is a game at the end of the day. No, it is all about the fact that, you know, that is, I think it's good to know that going in that it is. You know, everyone is sound in this great community. It is, you know, it is at the end of the day, you kind of have to know how to play the cards as well, like how to present yourself. Like there's all little things that I suppose that you don't think about. You know, I think getting up and being able to play well, unfortunately, isn't all you have to be able to do. You know, there's a lot of other stuff in it, like with social media, with just how to present yourself to people who are up there, how to introduce yourself, how to talk to them. You know, there's a lot in it that you can only really learn from actually trying it and failing.
Absolutely. It really is nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah.
You know, what's the best advice you've gotten? Have you is there anything that resonates with you that you've gotten from people with regard to maybe music, or it doesn't have to be with regard to music, but I'd love to know if there was something that stood out for you. Or any lesson you've learned. Oh, go on.
I think what my dad always says is like, if you're gonna do a job, do it right. And that is right, because especially for the Whelan's gig, you know, I'm a big MMA fan or whatever. I think one thing my dad says to me for some reason, which I don't know why, but this is like the most advice that clicked to me. He said, like, you know, when a fighter gets into like the octagon or a ring, you know, they kind of enjoy it because they've done all the work for weeks before it, if you get me. While early on when I was going for a gig, you know, maybe that day I'd play the song maybe once or twice and I'd be really nervous. And it was because I didn't feel prepared enough. And I think when he told me that, from now on, if I have a gig for playing anything, I'll make sure I'm well practiced before. And I'll still be nervous, of course, still that. You know what I mean? I don't think that'll ever go away, but I think it makes me play a little better. But I think just really, because, you know, people might be seeing you for the first time. I think it's always good, like when you're getting up there, try to be the best you can be. And to be the best you can be, you need to put the work in and make sure that you're ready to go. You know what I mean?
It's awesome. Yeah, no, you're totally right. I think he gets that from perhaps being an electrician as well, because if he does something wrong, it's not good to him, right?
You know, it's not good.
So that's great advice. No, absolutely. And as well, referring to, like, you know, preparing so much in months advance, sometimes years, for a one
Yeah,
time event, right? Because I mean, there is years of obviously practicing the guitar and singing and writing music and stuff. It's kind of like an
yeah,
accumulative sort of
yeah,
thing, right? For one big important
100%.
event, let's say, and you're gonna have a lot of those, and
Yeah, exactly. I
over
think
and
it's all
over.
about thinking of it as, I think it's how you think about it. Like, if I have a gig on tonight, I'll be like, okay, this is a big gig. All my other gigs have been practicing for this gig. Like, oh, it's a big one. I'll
Mm,
play the gig. And then if I have a gig next week, I'll think the exact same thing. Oh, last week's gig was practice for this. So I think it's all about, because it's true. Like, every time you play a big gig, you practice for a gig. But I think playing an actual gig, you don't really think of it as practice. But that's the best practice you're ever going to get, is actually just doing it. Like for the Whelan's gig, like playing like Sinead, especially like being on a stage, having people there to talk to. I think it's just so important to get used to that, to be able to talk to a crowd. Really, really helped when it came to Whelan's. Like it really does. Just getting out there and just practicing.
yeah.
Because people think practicing. Because myself, I used to think practicing is sitting in your room playing guitar, singing. But that's only the start. But I think real practice is getting out there.
Yeah, I
100%.
agree. And putting yourself out there, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
as a person.
And
And
it's hard to do.
mm,
It wasn't easy for me, and I don't want to sound like it's really easy out there, because like I still am, I suppose. Well, I was like very, very shy, so that's why it's very hard to get out there and do it. But once you do, you kind of realize, you're kind of surprised at what you can do. When you
mm,
get out there, like loads of people have these great personalities, but I know some people might be a bit too shy. Like I feel since I've done music, I've become a little bit more outspoken. I just
mm,
find it easier to be able to get up, because if you can get up and sing in a room, I think you're kind of just a bit more confident and able to kind of put yourself out there. And also nice,
100%.
like, it humbles you. 100%, you can get humbled when you play a gig, and maybe it's a crowd that might not be your biggest fan, or you know what I mean. Like it's just getting out there. Really, I think overall as a person, we just can help you grow. I think everything in life, just getting out there into the big bad world. Just yeah, just how it is.
Facing all the
Yeah,
madness. And I remember
yeah,
seeing you for the first time on stage, and obviously, your music was the priority. Listening to you play was just a delight. But how you presented yourself back then, which was still absolutely perfect, but to now, like I can feel your confidence has really grown, and you
cheers,
feel
man.
more
Thank you.
comfortable. I guess it's as
Yeah,
well. It's not even to do with just confidence, but it's as well just trying to see yourself in a third perspective of how you're appearing, because you don't want to appear cocky. You don't want to appear. Nobody
yeah, no,
does.
yeah,
Like,
100%,
you know what I mean?
100%.
So
Yeah,
it's not just confidence. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm just
yeah,
a little bit aware of kind of like, how should I do this? And you
yeah,
found your feet. It was kind of that. You've kind of found that sort of way.
yeah,
And it's you're
yeah,
totally right. It's just practice and talking. And same as me, man. With presenting on stage, or even doing this, which is different than on stage. Like you were saying, it was kind of a bit weird at the start to do the live shows, and then you get used to it after a while. It's the
yeah,
same with this situation. It's just kind of being almost not in survival. They say like people that, but being sort of what is it? Not susceptible to change, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like being able
yeah,
to sort
yeah,
of
100%.
evolve and stuff with their surroundings, and however, and taking that leap of, they taking those risks, what seemed
Yeah,
like risks, right? What seemed kind of scary, like, oh, going up on stage in front of all these, but that's something that you have to do, right?
yeah,
When you're a musician, like,
unfortunately, yeah. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's the first step is the hardest. Like when you get up on stage for the first time, it is the hardest, but
Mm.
it just does gradually get easier. And like when I said, like what you said there about confidence, like it's trying not to become arrogant. I feel like for me, confidence is, instead of being like, oh yeah, I'm going up here, I'm the best ever. No way. It's more like I'm okay. Like I have confidence as in, like, I'm going to be all right, because I used to be freaking like, oh, what if I do this? What if I just forget the words? But I think practice makes you confident, and like, you know what? Like I do this, I'm okay. I can get up here. This is what I'm made to do, and I can just do
Mm.
it, and I'll be all right. I don't have to freak out, get too nervous. Nerves are good. That's meant to happen. I
Mm.
kind of get confident, like, we've done this a few times, so we should be okay.
I love it. I love the chill sort of attitude, and and you're totally right. Like practice makes you confident. That's
Yeah,
the truth. If you're
exactly.
prepared, you're fine. And if any mistakes happen, it's nothing to do, like, it doesn't reflect on yourself or anything, and it's never as bad as one paints it out to be in their head, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so
like,
overthinking it. I've done that before, man. I've had some
yeah.
serious mess ups, and like I even went red, and stuff, and it happens,
Oh,
and
it's the
it's
worst,
like
because
it's
you're going red, so you can feel it. Like, oh
it's just
Jesus!
like
Like
piles on
sometimes,
top.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's one chord you messed up in a song that
Yeah,
you wrote that no one knows, and no one
yeah,
actually cares or realize you made a mistake, but you just go
totally.
red, and then it's like, oh, yeah,
I've had that myself with words and presenting and on different platforms in the past, And now even like, doing this, even at the start of doing this, it was kind of like my heart would be racing like so fast before I press stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
and it does happen to me now and then too. Like even late, as of late, it does. And like you were saying as well, it's a good thing, I think, in a way, to have a little bit of
100%.
that nerves. It kind of pulls you into the present
Yeah.
moment a little bit. You're a
Mm.
bit more kind of like, okay, I'm in heightened awareness, alertness, at the moment. So
Yeah.
I think there is a good use for it, right? In sort of the
Yeah,
performance and.
100%. Like, I wouldn't say if you're not nervous, you don't care at all. Because some people are just not how they are, they kind of can. But
Mm,
I feel like for me, I feel like if you're really nervous about it, and I try to calm myself down by saying, look, this means I really care about this thing. Like, I'm really
mm,
passionate about it. It means a lot to me. So if it means a lot to you, you're probably it's gonna work out for you. Probably you're
mm,
gonna put your all into it. You're gonna do well. Like, yeah, I feel my dad always says to me, I feel like the more nervous I get, apparently my dad thinks the better I play. I don't know. I think like Whelan's was. I keep bringing it back to Whelan's. That was the most nervous I'd ever been because
mm,
I never had all the pressure on me to like, oh Jesus, I have to go here now, and if it's not good, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I came here for no reason. You know what I mean? And I
mm,
think that kind of nerves and a bit of stress, kind of in the end. And now I think when you're up there, then you're a few songs in, you're like, oh, I'm enjoying this. Like this is too bad. Like I'm doing this. I'm having fun. Oh, sorry, no, Barry. I'm having fun. I think you enjoy it then, and that's
mm,
you can that's when you get the buzz off of it. The more nervous you are before, the better you feel after. You have that like that
mm.
high of like, oh, like you did it. You're proud of yourself, and you're just chuffed.
Yeah, it's like the more nervous you are, kind of the bigger the reward, almost
Like 100%.
afterwards, isn't
Yeah,
it? Lovely chatting to you about this, man. It's actually really cool to just kind of delve into sort of like these kind of conversations about, because as well. It's nice to be able to relate to that with somebody else. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And especially somebody on a different sort of slightly different journey, and different age and
yeah.
stuff like that. Not that that ever makes any difference to me as who I speak to. It never did. But it's always nice to
Thanks, man.
get feel that same kind of vibe from yourself, like,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people could relate to that as well at home. So I think it's really important to
Oh,
talk about
cool.
these things. So fair play to you
It
for.
is. It is. It's good to get it out. I know it can be difficult to talk about,
Mm,
especially for us when we're performing. You have to kind of give that sense of like, oh, we do this all the time, but like,
mm.
inside, like, okay, we're doing
We're
this. You
all
know what I mean? But it's
human.
important to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, exactly. Be honest. It is important to be honest. I feel it makes you a
Mm,
bit more relatable because, like, yeah, like you said, it's great. It's important to talk about it. And for
mm.
you, thank you for giving people the opportunity to talk about it. I suppose to get people on, like,
No
it's
worries.
fair
It's
play.
it's honestly it's genuinely like a pleasure. Like it's something that I should have implemented with the live gigs where we have like
Mm.
conversations and stuff. And I think that was kind of pondering around, and it was just even myself. It's like, oh, how will I do it? How will I make it work in a bar? So like this is kind of like
Yeah,
almost a weird situation that just came out and said like, here, I should probably do this. It's a good time to
yeah.
talk. Would you do you want to play one more song? How are you
Yeah,
feeling?
hundred
Are you
percent.
feeling one more?
Yeah, oh yeah,
And then
definitely play
I'm
one.
gonna let you go to enjoy
Make
your
sure the
day
right
afterwards. Don't
battery.
worry. Yeah.
Make sure I have 10%. Yeah, we're grand. We're grand.
Okay, no, look, no worries,
Okay,
and
perfect.
thanks for
Oh,
hanging on so long. I know we're having a bit of an extended
no,
chat,
Jesus,
so
no, thanks. I'm enjoying it. Thanks, Hub.
hope you're not hungry or waiting for your dinner now, because.
I'll be grand. I'll live. This is hide and seek. I played this at Whelan's. I jumped into the crowd at the end, and I played this one. So if you were there, this is hide and seek. Walking home again, thinking about my friends and my loss. Pretty sure it's me. It's who's underneath them. I'm losing myself. 'Cause I need somebody to hold me. 'Cause I need someone who's close to me. 'Cause I can't quite be the man you need me to be. And it's the same. Are we like we're playing hide and seek? And oh, I can't quite breathe. I was sinking way too deep. Can you set me free? I just can't keep feeling weak. Trying to pretend you can comprehend well losing what we had. Baby, can't you see? It's not me underneath this thing we have lost. 'Cause I need somebody to hold me. 'Cause I need someone who's close to me. 'Cause I can't quite be the man you need to be. And it's the same all week. Like we're playing the hide and seek. And oh, I can't quite breathe. Oh, we're sinking way too deep. Can't you set me free? I just can't be breathing. 'Cause I'm overrun. I am someone. Why can't you hear me? 'Cause I'm overrun. I am someone. Why can't you hear me? 'Cause I'm overrun. I am someone. Why can't you hear me? 'Cause I can't quite be the man you need to be. And it's the same all week. Like we're playing the hide and seek. And oh, I breathe. Oh, we're sinking way too deep. And you set me free. I just can't keep feeling me. Thank you, Rose. Hide and seek.
Hide and seek, awesome, brother, absolutely amazing. Listen, thank you so much for sorry, let me just fix this up first before I can
No, you're fine.
so I can look at you while I'm talking. It's not like, thank you so much, because I have two screens, so it's always, I can still see you here, but it doesn't always look look as well. Thank you so much for coming on to the show, Martin, and it was just a delight to connect with you and just have a nice conversation with you, man. It's lovely how we can do this, right?
It's amazing. No, geez, thank you so much. That was a pleasure to be on, honestly. Thank you so much. And honestly, you're great at what you do, man. Keep it up, because you're killing it. This is class. I think it's great that you're connecting with all these musicians, all these people, and fair play, man. Keep going.
Cheers, brother. Just doing what I love doing, I guess. And is there anything you'd love to finish up on? Anything you'd like to plug or mention about anything?
Yeah, so you can get me on Instagram, Martin McDonnell Music, and on Instagram, well, on Facebook as well. But on Instagram, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a live stream every single Friday for a different charity. So on every Thursday, I'll put up a poll, and what I'm trying to do is pretty much every Friday during that live stream, get a few other musicians in. So I'll play a few songs, they'll finish up, and I'll chat to them about the charity we're doing that week and how important it is. And there will be a poll every Thursday, like I was saying, that people can vote for what charity they want. But
great idea.
Some Fridays I won't have a poll, and I'll choose a musician, and maybe they can pick a charity that's close to their heart. They can talk about maybe a personal experience. So this Friday, I'm going to do the Irish Cancer Society, because I did it last Friday, but Instagram acted up and I couldn't actually post it, so I was fucking raging. So I'm gonna redo it. Hopefully it works this time, and I'm gonna get Sarah Tigers, my girlfriend, who's a musician herself, on, because she also she lost a close relative to cancer, and they helped her out. So I think it's nice to get musicians on, and be kind of not an interview thing, but they can talk about what the charity means to them. And yeah, so if you could swing by, donate, even just check it out, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Fair play to you, Martin. That's great. What time is that at 6? Is it? Did you say?
So it's going to be at 8 o'clock.
Okay, 8 o'clock. Awesome.
GMT.
Awesome. Okay.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Fair play to you, man. That's great. And what a nice way to do it as well. I'm going to post that up and a link to it. It's on Instagram, right? But is it on other platforms as well, you were saying? Or
As of now, it's just Instagram, but
yeah.
I'm gonna work on getting into other things as I go on.
Great. So what I'll do is I'll post a link to that on the YouTube
Ah,
video
thanks
so
so
I can bring
much.
people to the Instagram account.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that.
Absolute pleasure once again, brother, and have a great rest of your week, man. I'll chat to you soon.
You
Okay.
too. Have a good one. Thank you so much for having me.
Peace, brother. My pleasure.
See you later,
Bye-bye.
man. Bye.